Yo, what's up, guys? We might, we'll see how long the stream is tonight. We might keep it kind of short, so kind of sick, but definitely wanted to hop on, go over a little bit of price action with you guys. Um, so, last night on the stream, I talked about how I really liked the sweep setup into the golden pocket, not only on Bitcoin, but on a lot of altcoins as well. Um, I thought about that when I took this trade. Like I was kind of talking about on the stream last night, I wasn't that confident in this trade as opposed to like other trades that I would normally take, but did want to give it a shot. So what we had done is we had built up a lot of liquidity, and you'll see this happen a lot where just before a golden pocket or before a key area, we'll kind of come up to that area multiple times, kind of get people to build longs in that area, and then ultimately sweep those stop losses before actually coming up and getting the real break of structure move. So I did get stopped out of that long I was in yesterday, about a $200 loss there. Was aiming for about 560 gain up here. But let's jump into price action. So what happened? So after the stream last night, we got our golden pocket sweep. Since then, we have broken structure on some key time frames. We have also set a 4-hour high, which is good because prior to setting this 4-hour high, our previous 4-hour high was all the way up here, which if you're looking to get in on a 4-hour trade, having the 4-hour high way up here doesn't really help that much. It kind of makes you lean on some smaller time frames until we get a better setup for the 4-hour. Wait, is my mic working? Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, I had the music really low there. Sorry, that was probably a pretty boring wait. But yeah, so we were watching this level for a long time. Got a nice reaction. So what did we break? So we broke structure on our 1-hour when we took out this high here. We also broke structure on our 2-hour. We broke this high here. We also broke structure on our 3-hour. We broke this high here. Now, let's check some other time frames. We didn't quite break the 6-hour or the 5-hour. Yeah, so it's really just 3-hour down that we managed to break out of this golden pocket, which is nice, but again, I do like to wait for the 4-hour break for to get more optimistic, especially because you do have to consider that our daily and our 4-hour are still in downtrends. So we would still favor whenever these time frames break back bearish to line up with the daily, if you are using the daily as your bias time frame. I still really like these levels down here, around like 110 and 109.5. 109.5 would be great just because it's kind of the last unmitigated demand as we went over last stream. It's also the 786, which is a really nice level to bounce from, especially since we are still bullish on the weekly. So as we've been talking about, whenever this daily does flip back bullish, or if we just end up taking out the weekly week high, it is up here, which would lead to possibly a new all-time high, if not just an SFP. One thing to be aware of if we do come up here is the possibility that we could be forming some sort of like above the range distribution. Since we got this daily break, if we come up, we could get like a Wyckoff model up here. But I wouldn't say that's the most likely outcome. It's kind of something that was crossing my mind. But that would just be determined by whether we SFP up here or not. If we get some sort of like 4-hour break of structure up here. Let's talk about local TA. So let's see what we've done on our 15-minute. So we broke our 1-hour bullish, and then we just broke our 15-minute bearish. Let's see. Came back to this little order block here, which could create some opportunity. Let's kind of zoom in a little bit. So where do we break our 5-minute bearish? Break our 5. We broke our 5-minute bearish as well, which does create an opportunity for mitigation. So if we do get some sort of pullback here, now that we do have our 2-hour break of structure, Whether or not this ends up coming up to some of our key levels and resolving bearishly or not is not really important, right? Because if we come down here and get some sort of 5-minute breakdown here, we can have our stop loss here, our target up here, and have a nice little trade back up to the 2-hour week high. Whereas if you're bearish, you might have been getting short up here. I would like to see a little bit more of a pump out of the golden pocket here to some of our key retracement levels, which is why I think that if we do come down to like a decision block here, get some sort of break, I think the risk to reward would be nice up here. Hopefully at least 3-1. So that's the trade that I'm kind of looking for right now. On the short side, this trade is totally valid, right? Because you're trading for the new 4-hour low, kind of a 2.77. What would be a high confidence trade would be if we like come up, set another 1-hour high, and then break 1-hour structure bullish, kind of aiming down at these lower targets here. I would prefer to see that kind of happen up here, like I've been saying. But alts did hit some key levels, and a lot of times, like altcoins will kind of give you, at least recently, kind of give you a little bit of a heads up. Like, really, in my gut, really strong. Whenever I was on the stream last night, looking at all those altcoins, and I saw all those setups with the 4-hour, like looking like they needed to get another sweep. It really didn't look good for the Bitcoin trade, but set it and forget it. It's the way to trade without emotions. But yeah, I was very much so expecting this golden pocket hit here. Journaled a little bit about that one. Okay. Let me say hi to everyone. What's up, Barb? How's it going, buddy? What's up, JB? How you doing? What's up, Kango? Jillian, good to see you. What's up, Paper Planes? Let's see some bigger time frames here. Yeah. There's nothing above 4-hour that's bullish, but 3-hour and down is bullish. Yeah, I can't really get excited yet about like this bear break to turn out to be back bullish, because if you get in here with your stop loss here, you don't have a good risk to reward to these kind of barriers that I'm looking at. So I would prefer that we come down a little, like set a high here, maybe set another high, and then break it with a better risk to reward. I would definitely take this trade. And if it happens before I go to bed tonight and I take it, I will signal it in the Discord for you guys. But right now we're just chilling. This could be like a little. They could just be like faking out the range here. We'll see. Let's check like the 30-minute. If anything, for like a risk to reward purpose, I like a short here. As you break 30-minute, you bearishly break 30-minute structure, and notice how like taking this short is like a 2.8 risk to reward versus if you wait for the break back bullish. It just doesn't make much sense to take this trade, right? Because let's say like ideally you come up here, it's like a 1.5, but you could get rejected here, right? You could get rejected here. It just doesn't get me excited yet. So we'll see what happens. But yeah. What happened to this? Oh, yeah. But this short would get me more excited. But we'll have to wait and see what unfolds here. Super kind of boring week. I mean, obviously I wish I caught the long from the golden pocket, but I'd already gone to bed with the other long open. But that was kind of the first real trade I saw. Let's see what kind of entry they gave you. Man, so one of the things that I was kind of looking at when I was looking back at this trade was like volume. Like I didn't really see confirmation volume at the lows here. And I had a key level below me. I really wish I waited for this. Like, if you look at the difference in volume here versus when, like this candle that set the low had basically no volume in it, right? If we look at the differences. If I was awake here, I would have taken this again, but it's all good. Okay. Is there anything else we need to go over on Bitcoin? Let's see. I don't think so, man. It's been pretty boring this week. Besides the breaks of structure and kind of the plan for the trades, I think we're good. Any other questions you guys have on Bitcoin? If not, let me know some altcoins you guys want to look at. Appreciate you guys being here as always. Yeah, we can look at Chainlink. Um, yeah. So when I say because of volume, I'm only talking about like just the volume bars at the bottom. Yeah, like on the 5 minute here, like the candle. If we mark the candle that set the low here. So you want to talk about liquidity, right? So you want to make sure that a good amount of liquidity has been swept at a low. See like bottom volume. Well, this doesn't really help if it's the same color as the volume, does it? Okay, but yeah. So this candle was the low. Notice the size of this volume bar at the bottom here. Like it's really like it's bigger than the other ones, of course, but it's kind of small, right? Whereas when you look at this other bottom candle here that actually hit the golden pocket, if you want to gauge like interest, like is there interest at this level? Like are buyers stepping in to participate at this level? We talk about this a lot. Like we talk about these bottoming wicks, right? Like the wick on this candle, like it dips down into the golden pocket and quickly gets bought up and closes strongly. And if you look at the difference in the sizes of this volume bar, like this gigantic skyscraper volume bar versus this one, like this one makes me a lot more excited to take the trade. Like a lot more excited because it shows that there's a lot of other traders who are also excited to get in at this level, which makes sense, right? Because it's like a macro golden pocket. So we'd obviously want to take a trade there. But yeah, it's just the difference in the size volume. Now you can go deeper on volume, like you can use stuff like volume delta to look at what kind of happened at this volume. So kind of what I was talking about earlier, right? About building up liquidity. So we had, where are we at? We had these three lows, right? So everyone gets long at these lows, and they all put their stop losses below it, right above a key level. So when you look at the volume delta at this low, you can see that it looks like a bunch of liquidations at the low, a bunch of market sells at this low. Now, whether that's people market selling short or liquidating their long doesn't really matter. It's just liquidity, right? So all of the limit orders that are sitting at this golden pocket get filled, and then you can start pushing the market the opposite direction and start realizing profit on those trades, right? So you can go a lot deeper on volume, but mainly could the price have continued to dump / pull back and the next several candles continue to go lower and the volume continue to be high? Yeah, so it definitely the price can do anything, right? And you just react to what you see. So whenever I see a strong candle like this at a key level, you can always wait, right? You can always wait for the break of structure. And if you'll notice, if you had waited for the break of structure, or I guess let me make sure that's the right break of structure. Hold on. So break 5 minute here, break it back bearish, break it back bullish, break it bearish here, set high, set it, break that low. Okay, so actually here. So if you had waited for the break of structure on the 5-minute, there's a couple ways you could trade this, right? So I'll get to your question. Don't worry. This is kind of how I think about it, right? So you can get in on the bullish candle here, right? Because you see this high amount of volume, and if you've seen it enough times and you know it's at a very key level, like a daily structure golden pocket, right? Then you can take the trade there. But if you want confirmation at these bottoms, a lot of times you'll notice that once you get the break of structure, like there's not much downside after this break of structure. I mean, even here, this one failed, right? Because there wasn't this big liquidity behind it. But still, like after you break structure, it was a pretty fun ride until they grabbed you, right? So if you wait for the break of structure, you could have gotten in here, stop loss below here, taking it up to the liquidity in the highs, right? Obviously, your risk reward wasn't as good there, but if you're leaving a runner or whatever, just waiting for confirmation can help. To answer your question, though, yes, this totally could have had the next volume bar close up here and the next candle close down here. Now, you would reassess when that candle closes, right? So, let me see. How can I explain this best? Grab a rectangle here. So, let's do red. Okay, so let's say like the next candle close like this. Right? The next candle closed way down here and had even more volume than the last. Well, that tells me that bulls stepped in, tried to buy the candle back up, and there was still so much interest to push the price down that the bears are still in control, pushing it lower, closing deeply below the range and closing below the range deviation. And likely this is going to be a continuation down, right? But it still tells me there's a lot of interest here, right? So it would tell me to watch, right? Or like wait for that this is still an important level. But when the volume starts to die off, or maybe the direction changes and the next candle gives you more information, you would look back. But yes, this doesn't mean that it has to turn around. It just greatly improves your odds of this being an actual low versus this being a low, right? Because there's a lot more liquidity to be picked up here and a lot more interest in the market here than there was back here. I hope that makes sense. Did that answer your question? Awesome. No, yeah, definitely ask questions because I guarantee you, if you're asking a question, you're not the only person that has that question. You're just the only person that asked me. Thanks, bro. And I love talking about this stuff, man, so appreciate you, man. All right. All right, any other questions on Bitcoin? All right. Well, then let's take a peek at ETH, and then I'll look at the altcoins you guys want to look at. I have too many ETH charts. Did ETH? Oh, ETH did finally pull that low. Okay. ETH. This does not look good. Okay. I mean, there's some signs that I can tell you what would make it look good, but it doesn't look good right now. I'll tell you that. So we did set a 4-hour high here. We kind of talked about this yesterday. So, or had we set that yesterday? What's today? Wednesday? No, we hadn't. Okay. So, yeah, we were setting it when we were talking about it. So, ETH is much closer to setting something up on the 4 hour. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Exactly, treasure intuition. Appreciate you being here, man. Much love. Yeah, so if ETH breaks the low here and then comes up and breaks 4 hour structure, you'd have 4 hour bullish structure again. But right now, all it's really done. Let's check the 1 hour. All it's really done is retrace like the 886 and continue dropping. Let's see. Yeah, pretty close. Like ETH looks worse than Bitcoin. It hasn't even broke 1 hour structure yet. So you had your previous 1 hour high up here, and you didn't even break that. It's going lower. So ETH could definitely come down to some of our lower levels we've been waiting on. It's kind of struggling at the bottom of the range. Let's see, where's our ETH levels here? Yeah, could definitely come down. You can see ETH around like 3,900. But to change my mind, we'd have to do this. Or wait, where is it? We didn't even make a low on some of these other charts. What is this? This is only on. Yeah, I usually like to use this chart. Ooh, if that looks even worse. Yeah, this looks bad. I don't like this. Alright, so to keep consistency across the charts, yeah, I mean, he's got to pull this. I would just say don't touch ETH right now unless you're shorting or you're short from up here or something like that. I don't like how this looks at all. Okay. In that case, let's not look at ETH. Let's see what coins you guys are looking at. Chainlink? Yeah, we can look at Chainlink. Okay. Oof. Oof, it's a fight for the daily. Man. So, here's the problem. You close a daily candle below 2136 and you're losing daily structure. Now, it did bounce from some good support here. This like previous range of demand was unmitigated. Yeah, I'm taking meds, man. Yeah, just got just a little sick for my vacation. Hopefully feel better soon. Thank you, man. Yeah, Joey, you're not wrong there. I mean, there's some signs that maybe we could see some hope, but I mean, Soul broke daily structure. Link is about to break daily structure. Bitcoin's in a daily downtrend. Things aren't looking that great. I'll let you guys know when things change, and I'll let you guys know what structure I'm looking for to make the determination that things have changed. But yeah, it's we'll see what happens. So we did bounce from a nice demand here. Again, I don't think there's going to be actionable structure down here. There's not. Similarly to some other coins, we did set a 4-hour high here, so we could look for the sweep and go. Where could we look for that sweep to possibly come into? We've got a couple areas. So there's this area of like of decision demand down here. But really, the area that stands out to me on the daily is kind of this unmitigated supply, or sorry, demand down here. Um, this interests me a lot, kind of this like 17 cents area, or $17 area. Let's see. But if it can maintain bullish structure on the daily, I mean, it SFP'd for a couple of days, so we'll see. I would wait for actionable structure because right now you're under a 4-hour downtrend in what might be a new daily form downtrend, and yeah, and your 4-hour high is all the way up here, so it's not looking that great. Let's look at 12-hour. 12-hour broke structure way earlier. 12-hour broke structure here. You had a little bit of a fake out here, and it just failed again. Yeah, even your 1 hour is way up here. Again, I think it's just guilty until proven innocent. I think you want to see this pull this low and then break some sort of structure here, so something like this. Then I'd be interested aiming back at some of these highs. But right now, I think it looks pretty ugly. I think let's check out the 1 hour. Oh, we're on the 1 hour. Okay. Yeah, 1 hour is bearish. What's the lowest time frame with structure we can look at? I mean, even your 15 minutes bearish. This just looks like it's getting rejected from previous 15-minute supply. Yeah. 5 minute. Yeah, this is all internal structure. I don't have anything good to say about Link right now. In terms of bullish price action, right? If you're in a short, I think you're chilling. But yeah, you have to come above 2230 before you flip any time frame bullish at all. So I think it comes here. Look at the daily. Yeah. All I can do is kind of give you the level. So on the 4 hour, we've got like $19 to $20. On the daily, we have some untested demand at like $17, like $15 to $17. I like these two areas. You have like a little bit of support coming in here, but I like these two areas. And basically, you just be looking for like a 1 hour structure breakout of one of these two areas to kind of target a rotation back up towards these highs. That's what I see. Otherwise, if you're looking for shorts, you had this kind of golden pocket or this previous supply area. You probably had 1 minute structure breakout of it. Yeah. But even your 5 minutes bearish right now. Yeah, 886 rejection. Rolling over. I think your shorts are targeting down here. It's weak low. Okay. That's all I really got for you on Link, JP. Hope that helps. Yeah, we can check in here. All right. Let's check it out. Near. Let's see. Interesting. Near doesn't look all that bad. Let's see. So you break your daily back bullish after the breaks down here. Then you SFP the low. And you come back up. Interesting. It's kind of just in this range. Let's grab our momentum here. Oh. Oh man, that sucks. How long has that been muted? Okay. Alright, so let's just start over on near. Um, so near does look better on because it's on an uptrend on the 4 hour, it's on an uptrend on the daily, and it's on an uptrend on the, or it's on a downtrend on the 1 hour though, because when we put in kind of this triple top pattern here, we did break structure bearishly, break it back bullishly, and then break it bearishly again. But even though, so you got daily bullish, 4 hour bullish, 1 hour bearish, but you do have 15-minute back bullish again after the break of structure here. Then you break it again here, and then you have your strong low here. I should probably pull it from here. So what I'm saying is the problem is your 15-minute structure isn't really actionable because the risk to reward isn't really there because your strong low is like down here, right? But we did break 5-minute structure after we tapped this resistance here. We did break 5-minute, and now we're in a 5-minute downtrend here. So if we do get some sort of sweep into like this demand golden pocket area and then break some 5-minute structure out of that, whether it looks like this or whether it looks like this, then I think near does look, I'll leave that on here, or it looks like this. I think near does look good for a rotation back to this week high. Thanks, Canadian. Good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm still figuring the times out. I can't figure out if it's better to do it later or how we were doing it, but I'll update the schedule once I lock it in and figure it out. I'll probably just do another poll or something. Yeah, so I think near looks better than, like, I would touch this over touching ETH right now, or I would touch this over some coins that are in downtrends. So That's what I like. I think you're waiting for a 5-minute bullish break on near, and you're looking to take it back up to these weak highs. That's what I see. Touching an order block right now. Yeah. Okay. What else do we have? Fartcoin? Man, I haven't looked at Fartcoin in a minute. Yeah, sure. Let's check that out. Apologies for the coffee, guys. Let's see. Okay. So, wow. Fartcoin got quite the dump there. So we were looking at, and this trade played out nice too. Man, the last two calls on Fartcoin have been nice. We had the buy down here at 73 cents. Ran that up to 95, and then this trade here. Nice. Okay. But let's see what we got now. This does not look great yet. So yeah, so it's kind of similar to what we saw over here. So Fartcoin does have actionable 4-hour structure, which is nice. So we do have a 4-hour high here. Where's that actual high at? Here. And we do have a 4-hour low here. So we may have some sort of 4-hour break of structure. Right now, it just looks like we're rejecting. There was probably a good short setup up here. Let's see. Did they give you 1 hour? They give you 15 minutes. Yeah, they gave you a 15-minute setup. It's low here. They broke it, came back up, falling over. They gave you a nice little JPOW. If you guys have been around the channel for a long time, you guys know we love this pattern. SFP to the break of structure. This is kind of playing out right now. Targeting the low. It's like a 3-to-1 trade. It's not bad. I see this on the bear side for Fart. A lot of liquidity for this 4-hour SFP as well. We had a daily level up here. Yeah, because all of this is internal. This is still your high. Your 15-minute high is actually higher, around like 63.94. If we look at that, 886 rejection again. Bears are playing. So in order to be bullish on Fart again, we'd have to see some sort of 4-hour break of structure. As of now, that would be a 4-hour close above 63.50. But if we break this low, that of course will move down. Not that much at this point, but yeah, let's see if there's any interesting levels below us. We still obviously have this 41 cents level, this daily level down here. These daily levels have given pretty good reactions in the past. We're hitting this kind of 4-hour untapped order block right now. This one's kind of been tapped. I'll tell you what, if Fartcoin can make a 4-hour structure break out of this, I think that it could get a nice move, and you'd have a little bit of resistance at previous lows. But if you break through that I mean, 75 cents is in the cards easy. All I can tell you right now is that you either short Fartcoin right now for the move back down, or you wait for the 4 hour to break above 63.50, and you wait for it to break, and then you take the 4 hour trade. It's similar to what happens over here, right? So if we go back in time to when we were looking at Fart here, it comes up, it SFPs the 4 hour, it comes back down, then you get like a 1 hour break out of this order block that we were waiting for it to return to, because it's now a breaker block after this SFP. It comes back to the breaker block, breaks 4 hour structure. After it breaks 4 hour structure, it just floats up, right? And then we get the retest trade. But yeah, like scalping Fartcoin after this 4 hour break or after this 1 hour break on a retest of a 4 hour SFP is going to be just way better than just longing a 4 hour downtrend. So Fartcoin right now is kind of doing this business down here, but weaker. So let it prove itself. Let it break 63.5, and then you can look into longing it. Okay, cool, guys. Well, my voice is tired. Let me know in the Discord, guys, if you prefer the later time slot or the time slot from earlier. You guys watching the recording, let me know as well which one you prefer if you want your voice heard. And as always, make sure you join the Discord. It's completely free at the top of the chat. Another stream tomorrow. My name is Wave Cipher. Trade safe, guys. Much love. Wave Cipher out. Make sure you go back and watch the beginning of the video. All right, take care, guys.